Welcome. A big hello to all you IGCSE business students and anyone else curious about, well, how stuff gets from where it's made to where you buy it. Today, we're doing a really important deep dive. It's Chapter 38, all about place. This is part 2 of the famous 4 Ps for Unit 4. Marketing. Our mission. It's more than just definitions. We want to properly unpack, study, and revise the whole idea of distribution. Make sure you really get the strategic power of place for your IGCSE studies. Oh, and just a reminder, you can always find more resources related to this deep dive over at www.igcse-business.weebly.com.
That's exactly right. And when we say place, it's definitely not just about a dot on a map. It's really about making sure products are, available. But more than that, available in the right place at the right time and in a way that works for consumers. It's so critical in the marketing mix, often overlooked, actually, because, think about it. The best product in the world won't sell if people can't easily find it or, buy it.
Okay, so if place is about getting products where they need to be,
yeah,
what exactly is it beyond just like a shop address? It sounds like there's a whole journey involved.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. Place in business. It means making products conveniently available, and that journey you mentioned, that's what we call a distribution channel.
Yeah.
Think of it like the path, the route goods take from the producer, the company making the thing, all the way to you, the final customer. And along that path, you often find intermediaries.
Intermediaries.
Like
middlemen.
Exactly. People or organizations that help make the exchange happen. The two main types you'll hear about constantly are wholesalers and retailers.
Right, wholesalers and retailers. I hear those terms a lot, sometimes used almost the same way. But they're different, aren't they? Can you break that down? Why does that distinction matter?
It's a really good point because, they are often confused, but their roles are quite distinct. A wholesaler, they buy goods in really large quantities, huge bulk, usually straight from the producers. Their main job is then to sell smaller amounts of those goods, but still often in bulk, to other businesses, mostly retailers. They break the bulk, as it's called. A retailer, though, they're the ones buying from manufacturers or maybe from wholesalers, and then they sell those goods directly to us, the final consumers. They're the last link in the chain.
Okay, I can picture that flow now. That journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned different routes, different channel links.
Yes, absolutely. We can map them out. The simplest is direct. Producer straight to the consumer.
Like maybe a farmer selling veg at a farm gate. Or an artist selling from their studio.
Exactly like that. Very direct, very personal sometimes. Then you have a slightly longer, very common one, short. Producer-backed, retailer-backed consumer. Think maybe a small fashion label selling only through a few select boutique shops.
Yeah.
Or a local bakery selling its own bread in its own shop. The retailer is the key link there.
Right. So adding a step, does it get more complicated?
It can, yeah. A long channel would be producer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. This is super common for everyday stuff.
Like what? Breakfast cereal? Soap?
Perfect examples. Things you buy regularly. Wholesalers are essential there for getting massive quantities out efficiently to lots of different shops. And you can even have a longer one. Producer, agent, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. Agents often get involved when products need specific expertise to sell, or maybe when selling internationally.
Okay, mapping these out makes sense. But wow, my head goes straight to the massive companies like Unilever. How does a company that huge, with hundreds of brands, billions in revenue, how do they even begin to manage place? Must be incredibly complex.
It is astonishingly complex.
Okay.
But it's also, a masterclass in distribution strategy. Unilever doesn't just pick one channel. They use pretty much all of them all at once, adapted for different markets and products. They've got their own huge sales team, sure, but they also work with independent brokers, agents, distributors all over the world. Their stuff reaches us through, everything. Big chain stores, tiny independent shops, wholesalers, co-ops, even places like restaurants and schools through food service distributors. And to manage all that flow, they run this incredibly sophisticated network of their own warehouses and distribution centers globally. The key thing for a company like Unilever is that place isn't just one decision. It's building this resilient, flexible, super efficient supply chain that can literally put billions of products into billions of hands everywhere, every day.
Wow. That really puts the scale into perspective.
Okay.
So back to retailers. You said they sell directly to us, but clearly they're not all the same type of shop, are they?
Not at all. You're absolutely right. Retailing broadly is businesses buying goods and selling them straight to consumers. But within that, there's a massive variety, each with its own sort of character and strategy. So first up, you've got independents. These are typically small, often family-run local shops. Your corner newsagent, maybe a specialist bookshop, a local butcher, their strength, often personal service, knowing the community. Then the big ones, supermarkets, large stores, huge range, maybe up to 20,000 different products sometimes.
20,000.
Yeah, their whole model is built on buying in enormous bulk, which lets them offer competitive, often cheaper prices. And strategically, think about where they are usually outskirts of town, lots of parking. That encourages that one-stop shop idea, bigger trolley loads. It actually shapes how we shop.
And what about places like, say, Harrods in London? They feel different again, more like an experience.
Definitely. Those are department stores, usually very large, organized into distinct sections or departments, menswear, electronics, homewares, cosmetics, you name it. Their strategic focus. Offering a really wide range of goods, often more premium, within a sort of luxurious setting, plus high levels of customer service. Staff are often specialists in their area. Then there are multiples or chain stores. This is where one owner has lots and lots of outlets, all pretty much the same.
Like Bata shoes, you see them everywhere.
Bata is a perfect example. Thousands of stores worldwide. The huge advantage for them strategically is standardization. Same products, same prices, same shop layout, same branding everywhere. That builds massive brand recognition. And of course, they get huge cost savings from buying in bulk for all those stores.
Any downsides to that model?
Well, sometimes staff in individual stores might feel they have less autonomy, maybe lower incentives compared to an independent store manager. Central control has its drawbacks too.
Okay, I see how that standardization works for Bata, but then there are those even bigger places, the ones that sell literally everything.
You're thinking of superstores or hypermarkets. They're like supermarkets on steroids, basically. Extremely large, even wider product range. Groceries, clothes, TVs, garden furniture, often all under one massive roof, like supermarkets, usually on the edge of town, big car parks. Their strategy is maximum convenience and variety, aiming for you to do all your shopping in one go. And let's not forget the smaller scale stuff. Kiosks and street vendors. Tiny outlets, limited range, but often in really high traffic spots, airports, train stations, busy streets.
Catching people on the go.
Exactly. Low overheads, impulse buys. And similar, in a way, are market traders, operating from stalls. Again, low overheads, often cheaper goods, maybe fresher produce. Plus, they have the flexibility to move around different markets.
Right. Now, let's shift gears a bit. Let's dive into something that has just completely changed the game for place. E-tailing. E-commerce. I mean, it's everywhere now, isn't it? You can buy almost anything online.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental shift. E-commerce, or e-tailing, just means using electronic systems, mainly the internet, to sell goods and services. And we generally see two main types. There's business to consumers, B2C. That's businesses selling straight to individuals online, buying flights, booking holidays, getting stuff from Amazon or eBay. That's all B2C. Then there's business to business, B2B. This is businesses selling goods or services to other businesses online. It's a huge market, often focused on efficiency, thinking streamlining orders, managing supply chains, cutting down paperwork between companies.
Okay, so what are the really big advantages of selling online? For us as consumers and for the businesses doing the selling, why is it so powerful?
Well, for consumers, the benefits are pretty clear in our daily lives, aren't they? Often cheaper prices because the seller has lower costs. Huge convenient shopping 24/7 from your sofa. Plus, the choice is just vast, truly global, and you can shop from anywhere with an internet connection. For businesses, the upsides are maybe even bigger. Much lower operating costs, no expensive shop rent or rates, fewer staff maybe, lower startup costs too, paperwork gets automated, online payments are smooth, and the big one, access to a global market. Suddenly your potential customer base is massive. Sales can happen 24/7, and they have way more flexibility about where they actually base their operations.
But like anything, it can't all be perfect. There must be downsides, challenges with e-tailing. What are businesses grappling with?
Oh, definitely. There are significant challenges. For businesses, one huge thing is competition. Suddenly you're competing not just locally, but globally. Standing out is tough. And actually distributing goods internationally, that logistics side can get really complex and expensive fast. Then there's the lack of human contact. That doesn't suit every product or every customer. You can't touch or try things on. Think clothes, furniture. That's a barrier.
Yeah, I hate buying clothes online sometimes for that reason.
Exactly. And businesses become totally reliant on delivery services. If the delivery is late or the package arrives damaged, who does the customer blame? Often the seller, even if it wasn't their fault directly. Quality control is harder. Plus, the tech side. Websites crash, you get malware threats, internet connections go down. That impacts sales, customer trust. Security is a constant worry: hackers, data breaches. For consumers, besides not seeing the goods, you might get poor after-sales service. It can be hard to sort out problems. Delivery delays are frustrating. And how do you know if an online seller is even legitimate? Spotting fakes can be tricky. Oh, and let's not forget, it excludes people without internet access. That's still a factor.
Okay, so beyond the high street shops and the online world, there are other ways products get to us. Let's talk about direct selling first. It sounds a bit old school, maybe, but it's still around, even in new forms.
It really is. Direct selling is just what it sounds like. The producer sells their product directly to the consumer. No intermediaries. And yeah, it takes various forms, some old, some newer. You mentioned parties, shopping parties. A rep hosts an event. People buy jewelry, cosmetics, kitchenware, whatever. It's social. Then there's telephone selling, cold calling, or following up leads. Mail order catalogs still exist. Physical catalogs, often with credit options. Door-to-door selling, less common now, but still happens. Think salespeople visiting homes, direct response adverts like on TV, call now to order. And importantly, the internet is a massive channel for direct selling now too. When a producer sells straight from their own website, that's direct selling online.
Right, we've covered direct routes, retailers. What about those crucial middlemen, again, wholesalers and agents? They do more than just pass things along, right? They have specific, valuable roles.
Absolutely. They play vital roles in the whole chain. Wholesaling, as we said, they buy huge amounts from manufacturers, sell smaller batches to retailers. Their strategic value is huge in that bulk breaking. They make goods available to loads of smaller shops that couldn't possibly buy direct from the factory. They also often handle storage, offer credit to retailers, manage deliveries. They're like essential logistical hubs. And then agents or brokers, they're a bit different because they don't actually buy the goods. They don't take ownership.
So what do they do?
They act as facilitators. They link buyers and sellers together. You see them a lot in specific markets: travel agents, insurance brokers, estate agents. For in business, using an agent can be really smart, especially when trying to sell overseas. The agent often has that crucial local market knowledge, the culture, the rules, the contacts. That can really reduce the risk of going into a new international market.
Okay, this is a lot of options. Direct, retailers of all shapes and sizes, online, wholesalers, agents. How on earth does a business actually decide which channel or maybe channels are right for them? What factors are they weighing up?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's a massive strategic decision. There are several key factors they have to consider. First off, the nature of the product itself. Some things, like services, a haircut, financial advice, are almost always sold directly. You consume the service right there. Fast-moving consumer goods, bread, milk, soap, they need widespread availability. So wholesalers and retailers are usually essential for that mass market reach. But then think about high-quality, really exclusive products, designer fashion, luxury watches. You would never find those piled high in a supermarket, would you?
Definitely not.
Exactly, because the distribution channel itself is part of the brand image. Take Rolex watches. They are only sold through very specific, official, authorized dealers. That tight control isn't just about being fancy, it's a core strategy. It maintains scarcity, ensures authenticity, controls the customer experience. For Rolex, where you buy it is almost as important as the watch itself. They sacrifice mass sales volume for ultimate brand prestige. Also, some products might need a demonstration before someone buys them. That points towards maybe direct selling or a specialized retailer. Second big factor, cost. Obvious, maybe, but crucial. Businesses generally want the cheapest channel that actually works for them and meets their goals. Direct selling can seem cheaper, no middleman taking a cut, but then the producer has to handle all the marketing, logistics, customer service themselves, which costs money too. Larger businesses often have more clout to negotiate lower prices when buying in bulk. Third, the market you're trying to reach. Selling to a huge mass market, you'll probably need intermediaries, wholesalers, retailers to get that broad coverage efficiently. Selling to the very small niche market. Direct selling might be better, more targeted, more personal. And as we said, for overseas markets, agents can be absolutely vital for their local expertise. And finally, number 4, control. How much control does the producer want over how their product is sold, presented, priced? For exclusive goods, like our Rolex example, control is paramount to protect that brand image and ensure quality service. They absolutely control the channel. It's also worth mentioning, the size of the business matters. Large companies have more resources, more options for complex multi-channel distribution. Smaller businesses might rely more heavily on intermediaries or find e-commerce a really good way to start because the initial costs can be lower.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Lots to think about. Okay, Fancy quick knowledge check. Let's do a few quick multiple choice questions from the chapter. See how you're doing out there. Ready? Question 1. Which of the following is a service provided by retailers? Is it A, wholesaling, B, market research, C, bulk breaking, or D, advertising? Take a second.
And the answer is C, bulk breaking. Remember, retailers buy larger quantities from suppliers and sell smaller quantities to us.
Okay, question 2. Which of the following is a feature of a chain store? Is it A, usually located on brownfield sites, B, offer a very wide range of products, C, staff are highly trained, or D, offer a standardized product range?
That one is D. Offer standardized product range. Consistency across all the stores is key for chains like Bata.
Good. Question 3. Door-to-door selling is an example of which type of selling? A, direct selling, B, wholesaling, C, retailing, or D, e-tailing?
That's A, direct selling, straight from the seller or their rep to the customer's door.
Okay, last one. Question 4. Which of the following is a benefit to consumers of e-tailing? A, low startup costs. B, consumers can shop from any location if they have access to the internet. C, businesses have more choice when locating their operations. Or D, consumers receive excellent after-sales service.
The answer there is B. Consumers can shop from any location if they have access to the internet. That convenience and accessibility is a massive plus for online shoppers.
Brilliant. So bringing it all together, what's the big takeaway for an IGCSE business student thinking about place in the grand scheme of marketing?
Well, I think the key thing is realizing that place isn't just logistics, it's deeply strategic. Understanding how products journey from producer to consumer is vital. Choosing the right distribution channel or mix of channels fundamentally affects everything. How many people you reach, your costs, your profits, and critically, your brand image. Getting it right means getting the product to the right people at the right time in the right way. It's about effectiveness and connecting with your market successfully.
Absolutely. It's a core strategic pillar. Okay, here's a final thought to leave you with. As the world gets even more connected, technology keeps racing ahead. What kind of completely new distribution channels do you think businesses might explore in the next, say, 10 years? And what challenges might they face creating or adapting to those? Definitely something to ponder. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the crucial world of place. We really hope it's helped solidify things for your IGCSE business studies and revision. And remember, for more resources, chapter notes, quizzes, all sorts of helpful stuff, do check out www.igcs-business.weebly.com. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.